So, welcome to episode 2 of
Yep.
we don't have a name yet. We're still discussing it.
One Piece debates? No. Okay,
One
no.
Piece. Well, what I mean, I like that. Kind of like going back into our last episode. Like, what's your definition of a good fight? Like, your definition of a good
Yeah.
name? Do you want it straight to the
Right, right.
point, or like, because I really like goofy stuff, like bros
Yeah,
before mermaids. I really like that.
yeah. Um,
But I mean, that's just like kind of like out of the blue that we have. But
yeah,
um,
in work in progress. Yeah, work in progress.
so you want to start it off, bro? This
All right,
today's discussion.
so yeah, today's discussion is King versus Sanji, man. Like, who's gonna win? My
Yeah,
position. Fuck, like, okay, it's just a discussion. Yeah, sorry. It's not a debate. It's not a debate. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's cool to have these discussions because like I
Yeah,
feel like our point or like my point in these
yeah,
discussions is talk about something that probably like we could see or like we have similar points of views,
yeah,
but
yeah,
just elaborate on them. Elaborate because like maybe something comes up, you want to play like devil's advocate, and I don't know.
yeah. Our father debate on One Piece best father that we had just before, that was just a discussion,
On
and then we
text. Oh yeah, exactly.
and then yeah, we got into it. So I mean, okay, um, yeah, Sanji
Sanji
versus
versus
King, yeah, that is a tough one for me. Obviously, I'm trying to ignore the part of me that's just like Sanji fucking just wrecks. But
Sanji
but
bias.
yeah, yeah, I have one. I should say I have 1000% Sanji bias, but that is a tough one. Like it's not set in stone for me. I will say that. And I think the good thing about this discussion is we can lay out the facts and just kind of draw our conclusions from that. So
Yeah, you made a really fantastic point where we were discussing King versus Zoro, where I was like, um, why did King like turn off his flames? He was just like
hmm hmm
he was overpowering Zoro. Like, well, why did he do it? And you made a really good point
yeah,
where it's just like he really felt threatened by Zoro,
yeah,
and that's why
yeah,
he wanted to just overtake him like in any way possible, even
yeah,
if it like meant reducing his weakness. Now,
yeah.
on that same point, do you personally think King would have felt threatened by Sanji?
Yeah, yeah. That was like the main thing that I ran into about King versus Sanji is that like like if he never turns off his flame, like what would happen,
Hmm.
Because like here's the thing, like if we compare their stats, Sanji beats King in speed.
Hmm.
So, depending on the conditions of the fight, like Sanji could literally just run away if he
Yeah,
wanted to. And that would make King, turn off his flame just to catch up with Sanji. So in
yeah,
that situation, I could see Sanji, getting the upper hand in that point. Um, but it really depends on like the conditions in the fight, and also we don't know that much about Lunarians and if they turn off their flames or not, and or
yeah,
like
yeah.
why they would.
That's actually a really good point. Like,
Yeah,
would they do it on purpose? Because like
does it
going
take
to
stamina to
exactly, yeah.
keep it
Because
on?
like
And
with the headhead, you would think not, but they
Mhm,
are androids, so maybe it
mhm.
doesn't take their like their stamina like that much.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
oh man, that is like just kind of like taking a step back because I feel like it's important to talk about why we think about that. Like, well,
yeah,
when we talk about like Sanji, it's important to analyze the facts of like Zoro and King and why he did what he did. So do you want to
yeah.
like elaborate more on that fight specifically?
Uh, I didn't catch exactly which one. So you said that. I'm being so formal with you, bro. Like, yeah. Try that again. Yeah, that might have been me. That might have been me. I was just like, I'm thinking about other shit too, but
Oh man. Oh, it's
yeah.
just
So
funny.
okay, sorry. Okay, sorry.
So,
Say that again.
so like,
Talk to me like I'm four.
w-
Okay.
we had to analyze the facts. Like, why do we say like King's Flames on like first like
Yeah.
let's set up the ground because like I feel like we're jumping right into the discussion and that's cool,
Hmm.
but I think it's important to analyze like the facts before we actually jump into like the discussion
Yeah.
about it.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Um. You mean like the facts of like
Like the
of
yeah, and, like the
uh,
fight in general. I mean,
the conditions of the fight? You mean
yeah,
like
I could
okay?
take over and then like you could
Yeah. Yeah.
jump in, but
Okay. Okay.
kind of like what we were talking about that um Zoro was using his energy to um attack King, and because he was using his energy to attack King,
Yeah. Yeah.
um King felt like threatened. Like he was actually taking damage. He was actually like
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
But like us as a reader, which actually something that I told you about. Like us as a reader, you're like, fuck. Like Zoro I think I said Sanji. My bad. But um, Zoro was using Enma
Okay.
to drain his energy
Okay. Yeah.
and attack King,
Yeah. Okay.
and you knew that he was actually like having his life drained. He was on the verge. He took
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
mink medicine, and he was like really on the verge. So it was just as important for Zoro to end the fight than it was King. So um
Yeah.
you actually made a really good point. Do you want to talk about like that?
Um, you mean like the fact that he was able to damage King with like
Yeah.
advanced bunkers
Hmm.
and yeah, yeah. So yeah, it seemed like we were talking about the reasons why King like would ever turn off his flame.
Hmm.
We were touching on that, and yeah, basically with Zoro is that like with advanced conquerors he was still able to damage him. So the reason why King turned off his flame was to get a speed boost and just to try to finish off Zoro that way. And yeah, basically the issue with Sanji is that like he doesn't have advanced conquerors, and so you know that's kind of the issue. Like, how would Sanji um even damage King or you know get King to that vulnerable like flameless point?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and it like for me it really comes down to that, and but like I think during certain conditions I think Sanji can take the win, but it would be like a much longer, like much drawn out fight.
Yeah.
It wouldn't just be like decisive. Like they would fight for like a long time, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Yeah.
like my original thought process was you just like damage them enough that they eventually like turn out the fight, kind of like that stamina that we were talking about.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it wasn't really that. It was just like
Yeah.
King turned off his flame to go
Yeah.
faster and
Yeah.
um damage Zoro a lot more.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so yeah, like oh man. Yeah, like my initial thought process was just never turn off your flames, just like take a
Yeah.
bunch, like
Yeah.
tank a bunch of hits, tank everything. Uh, but again, you made a fantastic point where you said he Zoro was actually doing damage to
Yeah.
King. Like there was a reason. Like he did not stand there. Like King is not stupid. He's not just gonna like turn off his flames just because like he's gonna like if he's able to tank some
Yeah.
hits, like he will.
It's funny you mention that because like There are frames. Like I watched a couple videos on this, and apparently
Mhm.
there are frames where King just has his flame turned off, like for whatever reason, and it's not just like it's just like regular, like that he has his flames turned off. So I mean, yeah, this flame thing is really, I'm really not sure about, but
Yeah. I
yeah,
guess yeah, we're threading unknown ground, but I mean it's cool to
that,
speculate sometimes. Like,
yeah, yeah,
if I were to say like something, I think it would be something stamina wise because like there
yeah,
was a reason why King wanted to finish the fight quickly. You know,
yeah, yeah,
he definitely had something, and I really don't know if we're gonna like have more information about like Lunarians. Like maybe now that we have like the androids, but apart from what
right,
we
right, right.
got, I doubt that we're gonna get like something significant to be able to contribute to like all this. And I don't really think it will be too important to like move the story forward.
Yeah, it's such a weird factor, like
Yeah.
just that flame turning off thing. Like, yeah. Okay, here's the way that I see it. Like, I do think that Sanji could take it, but it would be extremely, extremely difficult. Uh, but I do think he could take it, and the way that I think he would take it is that um, it's kind of like a Dark Souls game,
Mhm.
like
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
so for me, Sanji is the player, and
yeah,
King is like the boss. Like Sanji, he's able to dodge and he's even faster than King, so he has that advantage. Like even compared to a Dark Souls game, where sometimes the boss is faster than you. But imagine if the player was faster, and like you can only like chip away at like the Dark Souls boss, but
yeah,
if the boss like hits you once or like three times, then you're dead.
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but the way I see it is that like Sanji, he's just like that much more skilled and that much more like smarter
Oh yeah.
than King.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, that
Yeah.
is a fantastic point. I hadn't thought
Yeah.
about that. Like that is awesome. Like comparing to a video game, Zoro
Yeah.
would be the person that over levels to level
Yeah.
100 to be a
Yeah. Yeah.
level 20 boss. Yeah, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
he wants
Right.
to
Right.
finish
Right.
that shit
Right.
quick, but like
Right.
Sanji is the type of person who's just like, well, the boss is level 20, I'm maybe level 15, level 20. What
Yeah.
can I do? You know, he would roll, he would like heal, he would do this, he would do that, and again,
Yeah.
like jump, like adding on from our previous discussions, like I do feel like Sanji has cooler like fighting style because like even in like in a gameplay, like you don't want to see someone uh just like over level and attack a boss and finish it in one hit. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, like yeah, it has some cool moments, but like I don't know, you don't really want to see that. You want to see like the greatest, but it is cool to watch like someone like roll like I don't know those let's
Yeah.
plays where the person is just like rolling here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I had not
Yeah.
thought about that. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I see Sanji like eventually defeating King. It's
Hmm.
not in like three moves. It's like in little,
Yeah,
just breaking him
chipping
down,
away. Yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah, outspeeding him. Like because observation hockey, oh, he has King way beat, right?
Hmm.
Like
Oh yeah,
not advance, not advance, maybe, but but I don't think he might not even need it, but just regular observation, so he can just dodge him like crazy.
exactly.
Yeah. And then yeah, just chip away at him and then eventually just beat him down. And plus, Sanji he has regeneration, he has higher durability now because of the genetic awakening and
But
you know what I mean?
like you know that now that you brought that up, was it like is that now like a permanent thing that he has or um
I believe that's a permanent thing, man. Yeah, like
it would be permanent? Not
yeah,
sure because
because I
like I
yeah,
don't know if you saw like the most recent chapters. His
right.
eyebrow actually changed. So
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm pretty sure it's a permanent thing because I remember there was one point where he talked about like oh my skin is now whatever.
mhm.
Like yeah, it was either on the ship or sometime during
Yeah,
I
I remember
you
that.
remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
okay, okay,
It
yeah,
was it was on the trip. He made like a comment about that. It was on the trip. It was like I guess falling up from. I think I'm like 80% sure of this, but they were talking about it because like Zoro said something about, well, they you told me that you wanted me to kill you or something like that, and then
Yeah,
Zoro was
yeah,
like, I feel better. I don't know, something like that. I do remember that
yeah.
though.
And I mean, like, he has Ifrit Jam, and that's definitely
Hmm.
coming back. So, like, and in order to use Ifrit Jam, he needs all those genetic modifications. So I'm pretty sure he just has it.
Yeah,
Um,
true.
yeah, and what's funny that I thought about was that you know, okay, Sanji has Ifrit Jam, but King, he controls flames. So
Hmm.
will that affect him, like, if at
Well, it's
all?
just like those flames don't really burn. Oh yeah, they do because I remember like he activated his King activated his flames and they actually like burned like more
Yeah,
Onigashima. Yeah, I remember that. Never mind.
yeah,
Because I thought it was like, oh, those don't really burn.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they would like counter out or something. But like adding on to the discussion, let's say that um well, we're not going to talk about Zoro's fight, but let's say that Zoro fights Queen, and that's like the end game fight, right?
Oh, Zoro wipes
Do
Queen.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
no, like that's what I'm saying. Like let's not even talk about that. Like there's like no diff right there. But
yeah.
do you think Sanji destroys Stealth Black like he did with Queen?
Oh yeah. Okay, we're talking about story wise, like
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
story
okay, like
wise,
what would happen
like
story wise?
development wise, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
Like kind of like a what if.
Like uh, that's hard to say. Like maybe no, but I mean, oh no, actually maybe yes, because like by that time he already used the suit like 3 times,
Hmm.
and so and the suit like by itself jump started his genetic modifications again,
Yeah.
right? So I think even like if he fought King in place of Queen, he would still start feeling
Oh yeah,
those
no,
modifications. Yeah,
I know he would feel them, but would he
yeah, yeah,
destroy
yeah.
Stealth Black? Would
I
he
think he
keep
would.
it?
Yeah, I think he would
I
destroy
actually
it.
would say otherwise, because like the main reason why he destroyed Stealth Black was because he was starting to feel more like his brothers. Like
Yeah,
starting to
yeah,
like
yeah.
forget the beliefs that Zeph actually like
Like
gave
instilled in
him.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So Zeph actually instilled these ideas of it, like respect women, like do this, do that. And the reason why he destroyed Cell Black was he had kind of like a fog like in his mind,
hmm,
and like he
hmm.
couldn't remember if he had punched that girl or not. And it was just like him
Right,
like
right.
turning
Yeah,
those beliefs, and of course like we later find out that it's King and that beat that woman up. But
yeah. Um,
um I don't think it would have been like the same impact that or
no, that's true. Yeah,
something
that's true.
similar.
That's true. Yeah. Um, no, yeah. I mean, it could probably go either way. I think, I think if he, I think he still would start to feel like, oh no, I'm turning into my brothers, and maybe that would
Yeah,
be enough.
yeah,
Like,
eventually it would have
yeah,
been definitely like a completely different story, like all
yeah,
together. Because again, like it's kind of like what we talked about, Stealth Black versus King. I would say no diff, like no diff with Zanju winning,
yeah,
because it's just like it has
yeah. He has the
so
stat
many
boosts
powers. Yeah,
from Stealth
exactly,
Black. Yeah,
exactly, yeah. Invisibility, observation,
yeah,
I just
yeah.
durability.
When he saved Momo, and he was invisible, like nobody, like King and Queen, they didn't see him coming when he was
Exactly.
invisible.
Like no,
Yeah,
and they do have observation, right?
yeah. I mean, to some certain extent, but it's not like they don't talk
Yeah,
about it that much. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But that's what I was just like thinking. Like since they have observation, like
Mhm.
invisible Sanji, like would go undetected, and that's how he would be able to, and he could fly, like just outright without using
Oh yeah,
airwalk, or
yeah,
moonwalk. Moonwalk, yeah,
yeah,
moonwalk, right?
yeah. It's Skywalk.
Skywalk, here you
Yeah,
go, here.
Skywalk. Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
like he doesn't need it. So
I think a good thing to do is like compare their stats. So like,
mhm.
you know, strength obviously is king. I
Yeah,
think it's by
yeah.
um I I don't think it's king by a significant amount. It's probably like maybe like 2 points higher for king, if anything. Um
I don't know. Like I would say
yeah.
like maybe even more. King is very strong. Like yeah,
He is strong
there's
though,
no
yeah.
doubt
He is
about
very
that.
strong. Yeah.
He has a very unique sword as well. And like for him to be able to wield that sword, like he needs like a considerable amount of strength. Um, but I do see, like I don't know by how much, but I do see King being stronger than Stealth Black.
Yeah. Oh, are you talking about
There,
Stealth Black or just Sanji like base form?
um, we're talking about Stealth Black first because I think
Oh.
like yeah,
Oh,
because
okay, okay.
we could go back to Sanji, but like
Okay,
like
yeah.
finishing up this subject this with Stealth Black.
Oh yeah. Oh
Um,
no, Stealth Black. Yeah, I think he. No, I would argue that he's like even a little bit stronger than King. I'm not gonna lie.
Stealth Black is
Yeah, yeah,
stronger.
yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah.
I would say King is stronger. Durability, see, that's like the difference. Though durability, I do see,
Okay,
and
durability.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like what you said, like comparing the stats. Durability, Stealth Black, like
Wait,
technician or
is Stealth Black like no DNA modifications, just like regular Sanji, or talking about he his DNA awakened and then he puts on the suit?
is that not the same?
Uh, like the thing that happened with Sanji is that like he never put on the suit when his when he got the full Germa DNA. Like the thing that happened was that like prior to the Queen fight, he put on the suit
Mhm.
and then it like awakened his DNA, and later on when he was fighting Queen, like that's when his that's when he got the regeneration. That's when he got the tough skin. You know.
But it was because he put on the suit, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was because he put on the suit, but
Mhm.
he never had the combination of the suit and the DNA at the same time. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
even think about that.
yeah.
That's a good point. Hmm.
Um, because yeah, it's kind of like yeah, because it's kind of different if you know what we're considering.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you're right there. I didn't really think about that. But either way, like Stealth Black would be able to win, but story wise, it would be completely different. Like it would have been
yeah,
like a completely different story. Um,
yeah,
and even like, do you think? Um, oh yeah, because he did need. Because I was gonna say, like, do you think Zoro needed the Mink's blood to beat King? And well, that's a hard yes because like he was already like bandaged up
yeah.
after
No, he
King.
was. Yeah, he was gone. He was gone. He needed that. Yeah. If we talk about Stealth Black, like no DNA modifications, Stealth Black,
Hmm.
uh, I might give it to I might give it to King. I'm not sure, man. Like I didn't even think about that. Like
It's so funny seeing your face. It's like,
yeah.
oh man, I don't want to say like Sanji's gonna lose. I never want to think of a world when Sanji loses.
Yeah, here's the thing, man. Like he has Stealth Black, but he's not himself, you know?
Yeah,
And like
yeah, he's just
um he like
completely different character.
he does have high speed and high strength.
Hmm.
Uh but no, I mean, yeah, that suit is freaking so good though. Okay.
Yeah, still
That's a
like
tough
it's just
one. That's a tough
like
one.
a huge
Never thought
increase.
about it.
Because
Yeah.
actually, that's something that we talked about. Like Stealth Black against Zoro is just like Stealth Black all day. Um, just like the like stat wise and everything. But um, I don't know. But that would be very interesting. But I guess like for me, I really stand strong to what you said
Mm.
that um Sanji versus King may I could see that. I could see Sanji winning that because just chipping away at his health, chipping away at like doing damage, he would be able to figure out like the no flame things. But like
Yeah.
again, like that's something that we need to think of. Like would would King ever like turn off his flames? Like
Right, right. That's
is
such a
that
weird
something? Yeah,
wild card.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Let's
Uh,
say that it's just like stamina wise. Like he needs to like turn it off stamina wise.
yeah, like
Do you
um
think Sanji would have been able to figure out that he could only attack without the flames on?
yeah, I think like in any scenario Sanji would figure it out just
Mhm.
because he's a very like tactical fighter.
True.
Um yeah,
I mean,
stamina, yes.
for for me to throw you a curveball on that
Okay.
is um when King turns off his flames, he actually becomes faster
He
and
does. He does.
like that's
Yeah.
actually like Sanji's detriment, like his durability. He does not have the same durability as Zoro. So like would he able how many attacks would he be able to take or dodge of flameless King, you know?
Yeah, yeah. That like I don't know, like there's so many new things that came up in that fight, right? Because
Yeah,
like you say his durability isn't like it's not as good as Zoro's, but then like once he awakens his DNA, like he has durability now. Like, he has literally
true.
like iron
Yeah,
skin, and that's without hockey, right? Like
yeah,
if he turns on his armament hockey, like that's pretty good. Like
yeah.
and uh and even if he gets through his durability, like he has regeneration. So like I mean, that's pretty like yeah, stamina wise, like I think he has enough. I mean, durability wise, I do think he has enough.
Okay.
Um, speed wise, he like King turns on his speed, but dude, like Sanji is like he's like the fastest, like one of the fastest characters in One Piece, right? Like he's literally
Brook is man, Brook on water,
yeah,
running on water is a passive.
bro, yeah.
Oda
There,
said it, man. I didn't say it. Oda said it. But yeah,
okay,
Sanji's the
yeah,
best.
yeah. Like like during the Queen fight, like Queen literally thought he was invisible because he was just so
He's moving so
fast.
fast. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that, at least half the time that King turns on his speed mode, like Sanji will outspeed him and just like
Hmm.
hit him that way. Like it's like, like going back to the Dark Souls thing, like, say he like King attacks Sanji with the speed mode, right?
Hmm.
What the way I see it is Sanji is already predicting that because his observation is better. So
Yeah.
he would dodge it.
True.
He would dodge it and then just land a hit or maybe two.
Yeah.
And like it would just be exactly like a Dark Souls game, like just like dodge it, couple
Dodge it.
hits,
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah,
Okay.
and
Okay.
yeah,
Now, like adding or like on a different subject along the flames, like I could definitely like see the argument that Sanji can be king
hmm,
with if he turns off his if his flames
yeah,
because
yeah,
of like just stamina, like he needs to turn off like maybe like
yeah, yeah.
once in a
Okay,
while, etc., etc. But
yeah, yeah.
saying that he could keep it forever, it doesn't matter. He only turns
Okay,
it
okay.
off to attack.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you think Sanji would be enough of a threat to King to cause him to turn on his flames.
I don't think he would. Like in that situation, I don't think
Hmm.
he would. Like, but there's a lot of scenarios where that wouldn't really matter. I think yeah, I was thinking about that last night. I was like, I think the only scenario where King would win in that situation is like literally if they were in the bird cage. You remember from like Doflamingo?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Like if they were in the bird cage and Sanji had nowhere to go, pretty much, that's where I think that would matter. Otherwise, like Sanji could literally run away like anytime that he wanted to, and
Yeah,
like,
I can see that, but
um,
again, throwing a curveball at you, like
yeah,
King would figure out. It's just again, like I don't see King as just um like any like Wapol and any like Buggy, any of like
yeah,
just I could see King very tactical, instead of chasing
yeah,
Sanji, instead of like come here and doing all of that,
yeah.
um I could see King just being like, well, um you tried to save Momo, so you clearly care about like someone precious.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
Let me
yeah.
take someone hostage, like you're running
Okay,
away,
okay,
like
okay.
let
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
let me bring
Oh, damn,
the fight
yeah.
to me.
Okay.
um
Yeah, he King plays dirty. Yeah, he does play dirty. Like you look at his sword and he, you know,
exactly, yeah, his
yeah.
sword is
Yeah, he is a
designed
dirty fighter.
to well, I
Yeah,
mean,
his yeah,
he's Kaido's like crew member, like of course
yeah,
he would like play like some sort of dirty.
yeah.
So I could definitely like see King pulling
That's a good point.
something like that off,
No, yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's a good point.
But I don't know. I guess like okay, staying on the subject of like King only turns it off when he sees it as a threat. Do you think
Yeah.
King would see Sanji moving so fast as a threat?
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It's like that
Um,
definitely Queen saw it, and he thought that um that stealth black wait that he was using stealth black. He was like,
yeah,
what was going on? He's going invisible. He's
yeah.
using stealth black.
Right.
So it's kind of like the same thing, same scenario. It's just like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah, yeah. I think that like King doesn't have like much speed feats. Like,
Mhm.
if Sanji is, let's say Sanji's a 9, I would put I would put King at like maybe 6. And
Without his flames. Oh, yeah,
without his
with his
flames,
no, with his flames. Sorry, with
with
his
his
flames is six.
flames,
Yeah.
with his flames 6. Yeah, without his flames, maybe +1 or +1.5 or something.
I don't know. I feel like without
I'll need
his
to look at
flames,
it again, but
yeah, without his flames, I think it would definitely be. Well, you know what? It's just like Sanji was moving so fast that he actually
bro, he's
like
yeah,
seemed invisible,
he
and
is yeah.
like nowhere in that fight with Zoro did King feel or look invisible. I
Right,
don't
right,
think.
right. No,
I
no, no,
again
not
like
at all.
because like we're seeing it from the perspective of Zoro, and Zoro has pretty good like observation hacking. I wouldn't say like
Mhm.
definitely Sanji has a better observation hockey, but if we're seeing it through the eyes of Zoro, um, like maybe he is just as fast to like be invisible. Again, we kind of like would because we do can't we do get kind of like a perspective of the animal king, the animal pirates.
Yeah,
um yeah, the animal pirates like looking into the fight of King and Zoro, but I don't know if there was a point of it's like kind of like when you see like a Dragon Ball fight, it's like someone sees they're fighting, it's just like, oh, they're going so fast, they're invisible. But when you like see it through the
yeah,
perspective of Goku, it's just like it feels normal.
yeah. No, I definitely think even with the speed boost, like Sanji is at least like one tier above King in the speed category.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
I would argue the same or one tier above, like maybe not more than that. Like I definitely don't see it without his flames.
yeah. I don't know. Agree to disagree, bro. Agree to
Ah.
disagree. Agree to disagree.
Oh
Like,
man.
yeah. I mean, I would need to read the fight again, but like, yeah, I can't recall any speed feats that King has. Like, it seems like Zoro was pretty much able to keep up with him.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I could be wrong. I would need to read that again. But yeah. Um, but strength, if we're talking strength, yeah, I would say King has it. But the thing about King is that like he doesn't really use the like armament hockey.
Yeah, he
Like
doesn't.
he never turns his arms into black color.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I
yeah,
mean, it's just he has so much durability that he doesn't really need to.
yeah. But I mean, like if you're fighting Zoro, like why wouldn't you just use it? Like uh,
Yeah, you're right. Again, man, Wano was rushed. Wano was rushed.
but yeah, yeah, and Sanji himself, he rarely uses armament, but like he clearly said that he used it for Ifrit Jam, so
Mhm.
that's like yeah, that's why hockey for sure. Like
Yeah.
Sanji takes it right.
Oh yeah,
Um,
of course.
yeah,
Yeah. Again, like I could see Sanji like taking it. Oh, you know what? I have a really good question though. So we already know that um Sanji can be king if it's like drawn out, like that's a
mhm.
fact. I think we could both agree on that.
Yeah, yeah,
But let's let's remember that Onigashima is burning. So like how much time? Like I don't know. Like
yeah,
how would that work? Like because like you definitely don't have a limited amount of time. Like you need to like finish that shit quick and going back when when before Luffy awakened year five, right? Kaido went back to Nigishima and like inside and started like burning the
okay,
place up and
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
Um, King and Queen were already like defeated by that time, right?
yeah, yeah. Bro, you know what would happen, dude? Okay, here's what. If we're talking story wise, you know what would happen?
What?
Zoro would kill Queen so fast that he'd be like, "Okay, let me help Sanji out." He like
Yeah,
he
that's
go
what
to
I'm
them, they'd
thinking
be
too.
like,
Yeah,
"What are you
that's
guys?
what I'm thinking too. Yeah,
What are you guys
it would
still
be a
fighting
two.
for?" I'd be like, "If
Yeah,
we're talking
you're right.
about
You're
like,
right.
yeah,
Well
Zoro
played.
would,
Well played. Yeah. Zoro would be like, bro, come on, like I was done with my fight like
yeah."
ages ago.
Queen Queen is like trying to use like all the Germa like abilities on him. He's just dodging them. He's like, "The fuck is this? Like lightning and shit." Yeah, and blowing past me, just slices him like I don't know once or two times,
Yeah.
and you're like, yeah, and then yeah, yeah, Sanji and King, they would just still be at the standstill, and then, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Now, keeping up with that story because that's a fun subject. Keeping up with that story
Yeah,
wise, how long do you think Zoro and Sanji would would have defeated King fast enough for like before like Kaido came back?
before Kaido came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so because like,
Well,
well, I
yeah.
mean, I don't remember where exactly they were in relation to each other though. That's the thing. Like,
I think like
um,
Kaido was like on the roof, of course. I believe
yeah,
King King and Zoro were just like a
like
floor
on
below.
the floor below.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
because
Okay. Yeah.
King was flying
Yeah.
around. He actually like Sanji. You know how like from the showroom floor they made
Yeah.
like a hole into to the sky, and that's where I believe who was it, Yamato, or I don't know who it was, but was able to like go up through there.
Yeah.
And Sanji in Stealth Black's
Oh
form
yeah.
was trying to go that same route, but
Yeah.
it was just like, oh, actually, it was Marco. Marco was
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
going like trying to go up that, and he stopped. King stopped Marco and Stealth Black like from going to like that hole, so he was like keeping them in that area. So that's why they needed to like go around and like take the stairs, because like that was
Yeah.
pretty much like the only route. But yeah, King was in like the top floor ish.
Yeah. No, that I think they would be fine. I think they'd be fine. Like yeah, because Sanji, he was like thinking about his past and stuff. He was
Yeah.
like, oh, my family, oh my, you know, going through all this stuff. But Zoro would not be on that. He would just be like just see Queen and just like, all right, let me just handle
Yeah,
this guy.
exactly. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Because again, Zoro versus Queen, like definitely Zoro,
yeah,
no diff.
and
Um,
100%. Yeah, and then
but
you know,
but again, like again, fighting against each other, like story wise, um, do you think Sanji and Zoro would have been able to like work together to be able to defeat, uh, like King? Because again, granted that Sanji's DNA has been modified, he's more. I'm guessing I'm not exactly sure. You correct me if I'm wrong, but it's actually a little bit more obnoxious and closer to like the personality of his brothers because his DNA was modified. So do you think like maybe he would have let Zoro help out? Like what would like that dynamic have been? You know?
oh no, it'd be totally fine. Yeah, it'd be totally fine. I actually don't think he adopted any personality at all.
Yeah.
Like I might be wrong, but yeah, like
Again, it's all
you know,
speculation. Like there's no
yeah.
guaranteed. But
I think that was the point of why he saw Zeph in that flashback and why he
Mhm.
saw the Straw Hats. He was just like, okay, I'm still me.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah, and you like the images of his Germa past like broke down and it was just this beautiful like montage and yeah,
True.
yeah. Like yeah, I think the fact that they took down Queen so fast, like if Zoro took down Queen so fast,
Yeah.
then you only have Kaido and King. And then yeah, like the only way they would lose is if Kaido just went to Sanji real quick and then just handled Sanji right there. But even if that happened, like Zoro is really close, so he would just come there, Luffy would come back, and then it would just be the same thing, like King
Yeah.
versus Zoro and Luffy versus Kaido. Then like,
Yeah.
but yeah,
True.
um,
Again, that definitely would not happen, but
no, yeah, yeah, but that's kind of funny to think about. Yeah, just like
yeah. I mean that's the point of these discussions. Just kind of like think about like kind of like those out of and that's the cool thing about like One Piece. Like it has so much lore and so much information that you're able to like speculate upon that. Like speculate like how is because I completely didn't think about like that was a fantastic point that you made. I didn't think about
yeah,
Sanji just slowly chipping away at King. Like yes, I strongly agree that Sanji can be King,
yeah.
but like just slowly upon that.
Yeah, yeah, like the thing about King is that he has two ways of fighting. He's just like brute force
Mhm.
or he does dirty tricks, right? Like with his sword.
Yeah,
And yeah, Sanji he's just too smart for that and he's strong enough not to be overpowered by the brute force. So yeah, that's how he would win
I
right
would
there.
agree. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Anything to add upon that? I don't think so. I
Uh
think we covered. I don't know.
yeah.
What do you think?
I think that's good, man. But dude, like, I could literally go on, man. Like, we're talking about King versus Sanji, but now I'm just like, okay, what about like Katakuri versus Sanji?
Yeah.
What about Katakuri versus King? I'm just
Yeah,
like,
I was just about to ask that, but it's just like, oh man, no, we're gonna be here for a whole hour.
yeah, man.
But yeah,
But
no, I don't know.
yeah, I'm actually gonna watch the One Piece live action later on with the
You wanna
guys.
watch it again? Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, I have to leave at like about like 3:30 or 4. But yeah,
Okay, sure.
but yeah, but yeah, if you want to talk about Sanji versus Katakuri, man, that would I got time. So yeah, but if not, it's all good. So
Uh,
yeah,
I don't know, like I mean, small parenting. I'm pretty sure we can make a whole discussion just the same as King
yeah,
Sanji, but
yeah.
I would say no.
For that
I
one is actually more difficult for me. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I would say because again, like we kind of agree that in Tekken would actually disagree with us, but
yeah,
um King or sorry, Katakuri versus King.
yeah,
Um, Katakuri definitely is like stronger than King because like even though Katakuri isn't able to do as much damage, like just Katakuri has advanced observation, and that just
yeah,
makes
yeah,
a huge impact
yeah.
on like the fight. King has the durability, has maybe the power, but just man, the advanced observation hacking, being able to because like for example,
Right,
like
right.
going to the same level of like Luffy versus King.
Yeah.
Like I feel Luffy can win without awakening. Like
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he can win
so
with Snake Man. Yeah.
exactly. But um Luffy versus Katakuri, he was like correct me if I'm wrong, but I think like that fight was a draw. Like I don't think
That
there
was
was
a
a
draw.
clear yeah that was a
Yeah,
clear winner.
yeah,
Um
that was a draw. Yeah.
and even if it like got more extended, maybe even what's it called Katakuri would have. Nah, you know what? Like that definitely Luffy would have been able to win it. Like if he had more time. But
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, like I think Luffy won because of plot armor, man. Like, I mean, like, dude, Katakuri had like, dude, yeah, like
but
Luffy
yeah,
had to awaken the ability in the fight, and
yeah,
Katakuri already had that for a long time. Like, come on, like,
yeah,
but yeah,
true.
I don't know. Maybe that's blasphemous of me, but no, I could see Katakuri winning.
No, like
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I don't know. Like I I would disagree a little bit because I don't feel that Luffy has like a clear plot armor. You know, I I can see like the argument, like maybe even that's another like the discussion or like debate topic. Does Luffy have plot armor? You know, like the clear answer is yes, of course. But like, is it like obvious? Like for example, another anime
No,
like
yeah, it's
my
not as clear as
hero
other
or
animes.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
I,
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
like
Um,
Demon Slayer. I don't see it as prevalent in One Piece and than other
I could
animes.
see that. Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I don't know.
yeah. But Katakuri versus we're talking about Sanji or King. Yeah.
But we were talking
Well,
about King
yeah,
category
King.
versus King category wins. But since Sanji is able to beat King, is is Sanji able to beat Katakuri? Because I think like we figured out that Zoro versus Katakuri is like a slow diff Katakuri. Pays me to say that, but
Man, it's yeah, that's the tough one. Okay, man, that's a tough one too, man. Yeah, like, cause like if you said either one would win, I could see both,
yeah,
happening, right? Like,
yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, we could talk about it more. Like well, once I
yeah,
guess like we could do a little bit more research, but I feel like good enough to end on that note.
yeah. That sounds like a good
Yeah.
place. Yeah, it's for the
All
future.
right, all right, bro. Well, I really appreciate this discussion. Again, we don't know where this is gonna lead. I just love recording like these discussions because it's just so cool to be able to like kind of relive One Piece. Like the story is so
Yeah,
good. Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think I just love the speculation. I love just talking about it. And
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
All right. Well, I believe that is it. Thank you so
Yes.
much, and see
Yeah, let's
you
end that there.
next week.
Yeah, for sure.